Hi guys, before we get into this video, I'd just like to let you know that I am doing a new series called Viewers Review. I think that's a cute name. But basically I am planning on doing VOD reviews of my viewers and doing like little coaching things, tips and tricks for support, mainly any support. So if you would like me to review one of your games, just put it in the comments, your code of the game, player tag, and any like additional notes you'll want to add, like, oh, this person was throwing, flaming me, yada yada yada. You get the gist. And every Saturday I'll upload a video of the review and the coaching and so on. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hey guys, how are you all doing? I have decided to try and make a mercy guide, especially since this mid-season patch got released. It's been a bit of a nightmare. So I've just got a game that I played a few days ago in comp after the patch, and I think it was a really good game. I did do a few mistakes here and there, but I must say the strategy of playing Mercy now has changed completely since the tank buffs and that. So like the one thing that's relatively stayed the same is when you're playing Mercy, you're like playing to survive, because as long as you're alive, your team should be alive. But with all of the new tank buffs, I'm not quite sure how it is in the lower ranks at the moment, but what I can tell in like the Masters to Grandmasters range, is that a lot of people, including myself, are just completely ignoring the tanks. So you'll see there's a lot more dive comps being run, and you'll see majority of the time the dive comps actually win. So if you don't just want to play Mercy and you want to play other supports, at the moment Lucio and Kiri are doing very well, because they're like the go-to. Okay, Moira as well. Moira's also quite good with dive, but Lucio and Kiri, I don't know, they've been kind of meta since I think last season. Even at the beginning of last season they were good, and then they like down a bit, but right now they're good again, especially if your tank is like going Winston, Wrecking Ball, or Diva for dive. That's very good. And then if your team's running a poke comp like a Sigma or a Reinhardt and a Pharah, or that, if there's a Pharah is actually quite popular this season. If there's a Pharah, Mercy is actually quite good. But if there's no Pharah, then Baptiste and Ilari and Brigitte are the best in those choices. But yeah, unfortunately the rest of us have to suffer. Mercy got no changes, don't know why, but anyways, well, I suppose, like, don't tell anyone, but Mercy kind of got a little buff with the new DPS passive for tanks, because of Mercy's passive abilities. There's so many passive abilities, but anyways, what I found out is you actually heal yourself a lot more if you heal a tank. Like if there's a tracer in the backline busy tickling you, all you have to do is heal your tank and the tracer battles to kill you, unless she's like point blank in your face. That tracer will struggle to heal. So you do heal a lot more now healing tanks, like you heal yourself a lot more healing tanks. But I wouldn't like focus on that too much, because most of the time it's not gonna matter. If it's a Cassidy, a soldier shooting you, it's not gonna matter. Tracer, if she's tickling you from the back, sure, maybe, but as soon as she gets close range, it's not gonna matter. So yeah, so going into it, how are we gonna look at playing Mercy? Well, as we can see on my team here, I've got a Tracer, a Ashe, Ana, and Roadhog. So at the beginning, as always, I'll be pocketing Ashe, because Ashe is a long range, medium to, not really, she can shoot long range, doesn't do much damage, but yeah, especially on this map, Coliseum, Ashe is quite decent. So I'm gonna pocket Ashe at first, I think. Can't remember. But what I would do is pocket Ashe at first to get ult, so Ashe can get ult charge. And also what I'll be looking for, since we have a hog, every time I see hog going for like a hook potential, I'm going to try and flick my damage beam onto him to help secure the kill. Because even though hog still has his like one shot, it is a bit hard to get the one shot, especially since I think a squishy hero has to have taken a little bit of damage first, so the blue beam will just help him confirm the kill. And at the moment we can see what the enemies are running, but we don't know right now. So you'll see, let's just start playing. So you'll see I'll actually stay on the low ground, like around here, or up ground. I mean high ground, because we're not quite sure what they're running. Okay, we know they've got a Moira now and a Widow. Okay, now with this, yeah, right here, if the hog didn't hook in the diva, let's go into free mode. If the hog didn't hook in the diva, I would have actually gone for the res and sat behind here. But because he hooked the diva, that's a bit unsafe. But at the same time, if I went for that play, you can actually hear that our Ana is getting flanked on. So if I went for that play, our Ana could have died most probably. But yeah, it's beginning fight, spawns are still relatively close. Not one team's gonna have a greater advantage than the other. But yeah, this season is all about pocketing the tanks. Unless you're going dive. But yeah, now we're just in that awkward phase where everyone's trying to get a pick and not die. I'm trying my best to make sure my team does not die, but at the same time make sure my team is getting as much damage out as possible. And what you would be seeing throughout this game is this whole time when this diva dives, like Ashe or Ana, you'll see I always try and create as much space as I can. Like for example, the diva dove the Ashe here and I immediately flew to here, because to be honest, I still don't know what diva's killing potential is. Okay, I don't want to be... I still don't know what diva's like proper killing potential is, because her micro missiles did get a damage boost. So I think before this patch it would have been a lot harder for Ashe to die, like diva would have had to have perfect aim in that. But this patch with all of these tank buffs, I think Ashe might have died if hog didn't hook diva away. But yeah, if Ashe died and I was there, I would have been the next one. But since I flew here, I could have escaped and survived. But yeah, both of their DPS, well, the Widow and Moira came to high ground and our Ashe contested them and they dropped. Diva came for us again, created the space to make it harder, and I pull off the res because they're not pushing us and it was behind cover. And I think it was a much needed res, otherwise we would have been at a huge disadvantage for the team fight. But yeah, all is good. We've almost got ults at this point. Okay, never mind. Why did I think they have Tracer? But yeah, at this point I'm busy trying to track for the high noon. And okay, sights isn't too important. All you need to know is when Widow uses sights, just make sure you hug a wall as closely as you can. Tracer used her ult, Ashe used... Ana used her ult. Ashe is close to ult, so I'm gonna try and pocket Ashe, but at the same time Moira's used her ult and she's applying pressure to my team, so I need to make sure I can keep them healthy and alive. Diva's busy diving on at the moment, so I'm pretty sure I go and I try and help Ana. Yeah, and I've got my ult. Okay, see, Ana did die unfortunately because of the diva damage. I don't think diva used micro missile, but it was still a lot of damage. Oh, she's using it now. But yeah, I don't think I go for the res. I'm looking to go for the res. But yeah, Diva used her ult, so I didn't go for the res. Okay, I thought I was behind cover there. But I didn't die. But since we're down a support, my main goal is to keep my team alive. And luckily, Mercy's healing does not get countered by Diva, since her defense matrix got like giga buffed. So my healing would actually be quite good here, but we down another. We down Tracer. So we need to either look for a pick or fall back. I think we're going to be falling back since we've got 2 down. But yeah, let's see if we can fall back fully intact. Playing in cover, which is good, because now their Ashe can't get free picks on us and their BAP can't be damaging us. And I'm just waiting for Ashe to come back so I have like some sort of escape. On fire, fly to the health pack. It was a bit risky fighting the Ashe like that. But my end all be all goal back then was to like escape to my Ashe. So I had a plan to turn around and go away, but if that Ashe wasn't there, my Ashe wasn't there, would have been a different situation. So it wasn't the best, but I didn't get punished for it because Ashe got pressured by my team as well. But yeah, unfortunately Tracer's pulse bomb got chowed by Diva. We need to just look for a hook. We used ult and I can raise this because sneaky little raise cover, and Bob was up there applying pressure to anyone who was up there. They use Bob, I use Valk because they're pushing us very hard. Gotta sustain the team fight. Yeah, now unfortunately they got a pick, but we also get one. Our pick is not inevitably, our pick is a better pick than what they picked. What they got. But yeah, they're still applying a lot of pressure, so we need to try and keep the team alive. Unfortunately, we are getting pushed quite hard, but they're using resources, which is good. So now they no longer have Diva Bomb, but I'm pretty sure I'll get picked off here because of the Diva damage. But yeah, so far, I hope you guys can. Like, I hope I'm explaining everything clearly, because I'm busy speaking and the game's playing and I feel like I'm getting lost, but at the same time I'm not getting lost because I know what I want to say. But yeah, I hope so far you guys are understanding the gist of how to play Mercy if it's not like a Pharah comp. But yeah, let's continue. Okay, so they've gained the lead. As long as they don't get first the checkpoints, we should be fine. Our Ashe changed to Cassidy, which I think is a bit, I think I was, yeah, our Ashe changed swapped to Cassidy, which I think is a bit better to deal with the Tracer and the Moira. Hog is doing a good job at contesting payload and not like going out of position. But yeah, the enemy team is falling back a bit because they need to regroup. They got a pick, unfortunately, but normally in this time while they're falling back you need to try and find the people that are a bit out of position, like they have now done with our Ana. But yeah, if the enemy is falling back to regroup, there will always be an opportunity for your team to try and pick someone off, or you'll apply a lot of pressure where they'll have to use resources. Like for example, if their team was regrouping but Tracer was a bit behind and our Cassidy headshot Tracer, it wouldn't kill her but she'll be like on 2 health. That could have forced the BAP lamp or BAP shift, or like an ability orb, defense matrix, that doesn't really matter. It's almost got infinite uptime. But yeah, that's what the DPS is mainly looking for. But You need to understand what your team is looking for to help them achieve their goal. So in the higher ranks, DPS is always looking to get some sort of pick. You'll see like the games where the DPS focus the tanks, you're not going to get anywhere. But the DPS that are flanking and getting picks on the squishies and the supports and that, you'll see those games are the games where you'll have a higher chance of winning. So paying attention to that and helping your DPS achieve those goals will make the game a lot easier, and it will help your team win the fights in the long run. But yeah, let's continue. I used Valk because we're down 2 and they are close to capping. They did cap, unfortunately, but our hog was under a lot of pressure. But it's winnable. We got a pick. We just need to continue getting picks, and as quickly as possible we need to try and get this bot back to the center. Now I do res Cass here because even though the fight has won, Cass would be further behind our team because he would have to walk all the way from spawn until us, whereas if I res him, the Cass can move with us and we can keep up the momentum. And by the time we're fighting again, I already have res almost up, so if someone dies now, I can res them and we can continue. But yeah, they used window, so we're playing behind cover because window is super OP. And I'm trying to position myself better so I can't get picked from behind. I've got a nice pull hook on D.Va, but you know, D.Va has got too much health. So yeah, we playing for picks. Hog got a very nice pick, keeping Cass alive through his ult, especially now since he gets a lot less damage reduction the longer he casts his ult for. But yeah, we won this fight. They down and we up, and my team's doing a good job at pushing. Now I'm gonna help them push by damage boosting Anna Nanoed Hog. I'm gonna help Anna out since Tracer's trying to get our honor. And see, just like that, having different points of interest, our cast was able to back cap, because we had Hog and Tracer up here contesting these 4. Ash can't see Cass from where Ash is, and then Hog had D.Va, Moira, and who's that, Ana on him. And then we had the Tracer on us over here, so Cass was completely uncontested and free to push the points, and we got the checkpoints. So now the goal is to get the lead. Because once you've got the lead and the time is this low, your chances of winning becomes a lot higher. I am pulling out the pistol on enemies that are low, and I saw briefly that the Ana was low and escaping. She obviously got... oh no, she didn't. Maybe she used nade on herself. No, she didn't. I know she was low. She's not low anymore. Maybe Moira, she got a bit of healing from Moira or whatever. But when she first walked in the room, she was low, so that's why I pulled out my pistol and tried to get her. And I created that distraction. While I was distracting the Ana, our team was able to get the Tracer and D.Va's low, which forces D.Va to retreat. Hog hooked her. She's most probably going to go out of mech now. And yeah, the Moira's now focused on healing D.Va, so the Moira can't apply any damage. So we good at the moment. Typical D.Va using her bomb when she gets demeched. That's a strat in the higher ranks. Because in the higher ranks, you see this in the higher ranks, because in the higher ranks people dodge bomb a lot easier, to the point where it's like almost like useless to use it to try and get eliminations. So people will save her bomb until she gets demeched, so she can When she gets the mech spam Q, the bomb goes off, and when the bomb goes off, while the bomb is going off, it creates an area where the enemies are just going to avoid. So you're creating a lot of space as well. And then when the bomb is done, you get your mech back. You've got full defense matrix, all your abilities, yada yada yada. So yeah, D.Va's very good. But yeah, we're in a very good position. They down both D.Va and Moira. But they're getting ult. We've also got ult. We've almost got 4. And they used Bob. Unfortunately, Hog died. So at this point, it is a lost fight because tanks are so prominent this season, especially this patch. I'm kind of curious to see what changes they will do, if any, because they did say that they will like hotfix things that are too broken. So I wonder if they're gonna do that. But yeah, Tracer got a huge ult, Cassidy got a huge ult, Hog got a huge ult. Everyone used ults. So I'm 50% to my ult. I got the res off Tracer because unfortunately we did lose close spawns. So now I need to try and keep my team alive to make sure I have res the next time someone dies. But yeah, so far we're looking good. Unfortunately, Anna did get picked. She was a little bit out of position. Don't know why she was like front sliding. But yeah, this is like the prime opportunity to, because we contesting points, we're getting ult charge, and we're in overtime. Now the nice thing, one thing you want to aim for on push maps is to try and get overtime as close as, like for example, we got overtime like around here, and they've got so much to push. So even though it's in overtime, we've got so much time before, as you can see, we've got like 2 minutes basically free time, because we were able to push the cart here and stall it like we were doing into overtime. So now what we would do is we would fall back, and as I said before, this is when the DPS will be looking at trying to get picks. So as we're falling back, I'm trying to make sure I am in front. By that I mean, because our tank is going to be behind, I need to make sure I'm just in front of the tank. So if there is any incoming damage, Roadhog will most likely be able to block it. But as well, as you can see, I'm so close to my ult, so any excess damage that comes to Roadhog, Tracer or Cassidy, it will just go towards my ult charge and Roadhog's ult charge, I guess, with his vape juice, whatever it's called. Take a breather. But yeah, when it's in overtime, your main goal is to play for ults, is to stall if you've like lost the team fights and you need to regroup. But let's continue and see what happens, because I don't remember, frankly. So our Tracer's still looking at getting ult charge. Okay, Anna is with us now since we got close spawn. So we can actually hold it here. It would actually be ideal to hold it here because we have close spawns, and we're still holding it. I used my Valk to hold it, and I'm pulling out the pistol on weak people. Okay, this is a bit dumb. I was distracting too, which isn't bad. But yeah, they were using ults. They used D.Va Bomb, they used Bob, and Brigitte is low. I don't think I killed Brigitte because, you know, her Inspire's OP. But yeah, when this happens, like this scenario, the best thing is to die on point, because you stall so they don't get any free pushes, and then by the time your team regroups, you guys have enough time for like 1 team fight, maybe 2, depending on how it plays. But at this point, it's actually very risky for the enemy team to lose anyone, because they don't have close spawns, and we will spawn first before they even get the opportunity to have close spawns. So at the moment, we are at a huge advantage because Ana and D.Va is down, and they don't have close spawns. But yeah, we died. Our Ana should be down on points. Didn't do too good of a job at that. But yeah, long respawn times. As you can see, Tracer is contesting, making sure they don't get close spawn. At the point now, close spawn, like contesting for close spawn wouldn't make sense because they've already spawned. They already got the old spawn and they're already like halfway through. So it was a good thing of Tracer falling back so we can regroup and go into this as like a proper team fight. Brigitte used her ult, Tracer used her ult, which is good. A good thing Brigitte used her ult right at the beginning, because her ult is like the hardest ult to kill people through. And Cass got a pick because everyone is focused on points. And you'll see here, this is where my team creates two different points of interest. So we've got the hog here, which the Ana is paying attention to, and then we've got Cass and Tracer over here who I'm paying attention to. So we like almost sandwiching them, applying pressure from both sides, which makes it very difficult to keep track of enemies, to keep track of your allies, to see if they need healing or not, for the team getting pressured. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Cass used ult. I saw Ana was weak. Luckily I got Genji at the same time. And there we go. Just like that you can win.